Good. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hope you guys are all having a great start to August here. We're getting back to some rainy times, but hey, I think we need it after a little bit of heat. You guys are here to learn how to make your own market. We're going to be sharing 11 different ways that you can take market share in the second half. Now, this content that I'm sharing with you today, I've been learning from an organization called Glover U. So you guys can definitely go check them out if you want more education out there. But we learned it from their group and we decided to take it, condense it a little bit, and then obviously bring it to you guys. So we're excited to share. These are all different ways that top agents right now in our market are actually building on the business. Now, how many of you guys out there are feeling it's a little different out there right now? Right? A few people. I mean, since even June till now, there's been a definite change in the market, right? It's no more multiple offers again. We're seeing that buyers are getting particular and sticky, where sellers are digging in and deals are just being more and more difficult. So we're going to teach you guys some strategies that are going to help you guys start to overcome this. And one thing I will say about these 11 different strategies is they're probably not what you're thinking. Okay, they're probably not like, I'm not going to give you a secret script that's suddenly going to, you do this tomorrow and it's going to instantly get you 10 more deals. This is going to be stuff you're going to be building on over time. Now, one thing I have done is we've created a workbook for you guys. We're going to be referencing to the workbook a few different times. Plus, we have lots of spots in there for notes. So if you flip that open, you can see lots of areas. I keep going to the pages that don't have the notes. There you go. Lots of spots for you guys to develop notes, build your own plans, things like that. We're hoping you guys take a lot away from this class. And at the end, we do have some special announcements as well. So who am I? I see a few people that I've never met before. Maybe you guys have seen me online. So those who don't know me, my name is Cameron. I'm the Director of Sales with the Kelly Fry team. We've got several of our members in the audience today. We are one of the top teams here at Keller Williams. We typically consistently are in that kind of top 3 realm, doing about 170 to 200 transactions per year. And we have a big focus on education. And one of that aspect of education is not just learning it, but we love to give it back. So Kelly and I do a lot of different classes, both at the brokerage. We've done some with the board. And that's kind of what we're here to do today, is to continue to give what we have learned. Now, all of these strategies are things that we are either in the middle of implementing, so you guys are getting them while we're learning them as well, or we've already started to implement. And you can literally take this stuff, start implementing it right away, and move forward. So who's ready to dive in? Who's ready to take some market share? Now, the reason why we say taking market share is because what happens in a shifting market? Can anyone let me know? Agents start to do what in the business? They start to leave. So what happens when agents leave the business is that you have clients that are then becoming orphaned. They might have done 2 or 3 deals. They're struggling. Those clients now are looking for new agents. This is your opportunity as an agent to go and pick up those clients. Now, when you increase your overall market share when the market is down and the market starts to pick back up, sales start happening like crazy, what happens to your market share? It increases by that same percentage, right? So if you were doing, 100 deals, now suddenly you're maybe doing 150 because you picked up an area where you're doing more business. So let's dive right in. So number 1, this is where you guys want to probably start taking notes, because I'm going to be doing this. There's no slideshow. That's just a background. So I'm going to be kind of saying it out. If you guys need me to slow down or repeat myself, just ask. Not a problem. Want to make this as engaging as we can here for you. So number 1, we must know exactly what is going on in our markets. We must know exactly what is going on in our markets. And more importantly, we must be able to articulate what is happening to our clients. Okay? So we must know exactly what is going on in our markets. And more importantly, we must be able to articulate exactly what is happening to our clients. This is extremely important. As the market continues to shift, we need to be able to explain to our clients what is happening so they are making the appropriate decisions for their buying and selling needs. Now, one of the ways that a lot of agents out there communicate what's happening in the market is through social media, right? They post stats. How many of you guys have seen those super basic, like the benchmark price of a house is now up by 27%? Can I just ask how many of you guys enjoy watching those posts yourself? No hands. They're not engaging, right? It's pretty boring. And if we're not engaging with it, do you think our clients engage with it? Likely not. So one of the things that we've provided for you guys today is that market stats don't have to be boring. If you flip to page 1, we've given you guys here a social media stop the scroll script that you can actually use to format and create your market stats through video. Okay, and you can see here your story worksheet. On the other side will help you to use these different things for all different styles of posts, whether you're doing a success story on buyers taking advantage of the market, whether a seller that you help successfully sell in this market. You can create stories here. But even as simple as your marketing stats, you can utilize these scripts or this format to get more creative, okay? So we're gonna kind of run through them. Don't just share the stats. This is a great way you can create credibility. Number 1, you gotta have a hook, right? When you're starting your video, again, nobody wants to hear what the benchmark price of a home compared to last year's because the audience doesn't know what a benchmark price is. Like, sometimes I don't even know when I'm reading the stats. So you got to have a hook. Leave them hanging. Leave them wanting more. A great way would be, I'm sure you've heard that it's not a great time to buy a house right now. It's a good little hook. You're like, oh yeah, I've heard that. I want to hear more, right? Have them wanting coming more. Come up with something that's captivating. Plan out your videos before you just jump on, right? Number 2, have an introduction. Always introduce yourself after the hook. So you've already hooked them now. They're going to watch your video. You've caught them on those first 2 seconds that are the most important. Now you're going to introduce yourself because it's not about the people who you're already connected with. They know who you are, but other people who don't know you are going to be watching these videos as well, unless you're a private account. I recommend being public, obviously, if you want to grow and use social media. Okay, number 3, have supporting information. Back up or support your hook, right? So again, interest rates are high. It's not a great time to buy a home. We've all been hearing that. The news has definitely been pushing that out. But here's why you're wanting to take action, because at the end of the day, while interest rates are up, property values are down. So which means you can actually get a great deal. You may be paying maybe $15,000 to $20,000 more a year in payments, but what if you can negotiate $50,000 or $60,000 off the price? Or in the case of one of our listings, we just had to negotiate with a buyer and a seller $100,000 off the price. That's a big savings that even the increase in interest rates might actually make up more than that. So we're showing buyers why there's an opportunity in our market. Then give them some proof, give them a testimonial. If you just helped a buyer recently take advantage of the market, go through that, make them understand that people are doing this in the market today. And of course, the last one is a call to action. If you want to take advantage of the market, make sure you give me a call. We're here to help with our expert buying guides and everything like that. All right. So this is a great structure. And already, I hope it's worth the price of admission just showing up today, just getting the formula here. The best time to do, if you're going to do your market stats, aim to do it about the 2nd week of the month, right? Let it sizzle a little bit, let it sink in. All the other agents are going to post their one little picture that talks about median and benchmark prices. Now you come in and offer true value by explaining what that actually means to them, all right? And they want to see that you're out in the field. So don't always do this in your office or at your house. Maybe go out after a showing tour and be like, I just finished showing homes. Show that you're out there regularly in the field, so that way you're creating some sort of a credibility with the people who are watching it. All right, so that was point number 1. Easy way that we can start creating more market share in the market today. Number 2, know exactly where you are in relation to your goals. Know exactly where you are in relation to your goals. How many of you guys did a business plan at the beginning of the year? And how many of you guys are on track or surpassed what your mid-year goal was? A couple people. That's awesome. Good. Do you know exactly what your numbers are daily? No. Okay, one person does. Excellent. Do you know exactly how many appointments you need to convert to get a sale? You need to make sure that you're very, very clear. And if you're far off of your goals, you need to do a second business plan, right? You need to go and start looking at your business plan and revamping it for the last half of this year, because things have changed in the market. When we created that business plan back in December and January, the market was starting to heat up, right? So we probably thought we could close more deals. Now it's changed. So it's a reality check, and we need to be crystal clear with where we're at. And as it sits right now, over 2/3 of most agents are actually behind on their goals in the market today. So you need to know where you're at. You need to track your numbers daily. So when you're doing your calls, you need to actually indicate how many calls you have made. You need to, it's a good idea to even practice how many dials you made to get so many contacts. Track every single number that you can, because this helps you with your business planning and actually figure out what your conversions are, right? You know it's going to take you in a 9 to 12 dialing, I'm going to dial 75 numbers to talk to 20 people, right? I know what my conversion is, and I can anticipate it every single day, right? I know if I talk to 20 people, I'll likely land one appointment, right? You start to dial in and you start to understand what your day should look like every single day. Use a daily contact log. So we have some that are available. If you guys, will talk about it a little bit at the end. And this will help you guys do a better job with your daily tracking. And then, okay, if you find you're behind, so you've gotten crystal clear, you're doing your business plan, you're figuring out, okay, I need to do this many deals to get back on track. Well, one of the best things you can do is if you've been calling 5 people in the morning a day or 10 people a day, aim to increase that number, okay? Increase it by a number of 5 or 7 just a day, because you need to make up that deficit. And if you do 5 a day and you're calling 5 days a week, this is going to give you an additional 25 to 30 contacts per week. What do you think will happen if you're contacting 25 to 30 more people a week? You have a higher chance of getting more potential business, right? So it's really simple. So again, number 2, know exactly where you are in relation to your goals. All right. Number 3, write out how and what we are going to do to get back on track or to exceed our goal for the year. Write out how and what we are going to do to get back on track or to exceed our goal for the year. I'll let that one sink in a little bit. So once we know where our numbers are that we talked about, number 2, we got clear, we've redone our business plan, how many contacts we need to do, how many appointments it's going to take, how many deals to get to your GCI numbers. At the end of the day, the purpose of doing this business is to fund a perfect life. We need to then come up with the strategies on how we're actually going to get there. And the number one thing we got to look at is, where can we double down? What different lead sources, what different systems are we using that we can double down on? The double down strategy. Now, all 3 of us have, or all of us in this room have 3 ways we can double down. The first one is on effort or time, right? Where can we put more time or effort into something? It could be your lead gen source. If you're cold calling and you're doing 2 hours a day, do 3 hours. You can increase your time or your effort. If you're calling 30 contacts a day, we already talked about it, call 35 a day, right? So you increase the number of people. That's doubling down on your time. The other is your skills. How many in this room, don't be shy, are practicing your skills every single day? And by skills, I mean you're scripting and role playing, you're practicing presentations, right? So if you're not, this is a great way that you can double down on your skills, because maybe your conversions are not as great and you can actually work on practicing the skills necessary to have the conversations to get a higher conversion, right? Maybe it's at your open houses. Maybe it's while you're sitting down in front of the listing. If you're practicing your scripts with a role play partner, when an objection comes up, you'll know how to handle it because you've already practiced it, right? So don't be afraid. Set some time aside to build your skills. One of the best ways you can do it is, if you have a script that you really like, start writing it out every single day. So Monday through Friday, write it out, okay? Because you're going to start to memorize it as you continue to write it out. Do that for 30 days in a row. Then your next 30 days, you're going to chant it out loud, okay? So, hi, my name is Cameron, Realtor Cameron Manning with the Kelly Fry team at Keller Williams Elite Realty. Chant it out loud. And then again, find a script and role play partner, someone who could throw some roadblocks your way, right? Throw some objections. So it teaches you how to handle those objections and be able to move past it. And the last one is resources. Where can you double down on your resources? Resources come in 2 different forms. One, technology, right? What kind of technology can you implement or can you double down on? Can you start utilizing your CRM at a higher level? Right? Maybe you're not really utilizing it. For those who are Keller Williams agents, I'll just use Command, but there's so many different CRMs out there. Are you using the follow-up plans that are built in? Are they keeping you on track? Do you know when their birthdays are? Does it notify you of these things? Maybe you need to spend some time setting up the technology so the technology can assist you. And if you're already maxed out on technology, another resource you can look at doing is people. Maybe you need to start thinking about that first hire, right? Who's going to help me set up my showing tours, do my paperwork, organize my database for me, because I'm too busy going on appointments because I'm actively lead generating every day. People do subconsciously start to dial it back in the summertime. And I mean, we all are victim of this. It's like summertime, especially if we've hit our goals. And unfortunately, if we started to dial it back during summer, it takes 60 to 90 days for the activities we do today to yield a result in the future. So if we think about it, if we've taken time off through August, well, we're not going to get paid, or our activities that we start doing in September are not going to yield results till November, December. So now we're really going to be behind on our targets. So start today. Don't take the break off. If you're behind targets or you're just at your targets, don't take the breaks off. Start using August while everyone else in the market is taking time off. That's when you double down and you start taking that market share that they're missing out on while they're just relaxing at the beach every single day. You want to create more urgency in your day-to-day activities to be able to start taking more market share. All right, number 4. Implement hybrid farming. Implement hybrid farming. Everyone knows what circle prospecting is, right? Can someone define circle prospecting for me? No? Mark? No worries. All right, circle prospecting is pretty simple. You got a just listed or a just sold, right? You go around the neighborhood letting everyone know, I just listed this house. Or you just sold a property, you go around, I just sold. Really as simple as that. Now, the problem with circle prospecting is that it's sporadic, right? You take that one listing, you let everyone know about both the buyer and the sell, and then you don't talk to them again, or you don't go back to that neighborhood, right? Then you take another one over in this neighborhood, you sell it, you maybe talk to the neighbors about just listed, then you sell it and you tell them about the just sold, and then you never go back to them again. So that's the one. Now, there's nothing wrong. I still recommend you guys go and do circle prospecting, because if you do have a listing, market the living hell out of it. And when you sell it, even more, market the living hell out of it, because you want the neighbors to know that you've done that. But it's time to start looking at how we can be more strategic when we're going out and contacting, buyers and sellers out there in the market. And hybrid farming is one way to do it. Instead of doing it when you have a sale, you're going to pick an area and you're going to become the area expert. You are going to be known in that area for delivering the news for just listed, just sold. And it's not just your properties. Any listing or any sale you're going to start telling people of. Now, I'm not saying to appropriate those listings. They are listed by somebody else, but you're still just providing information. Hey, not sure if you're aware, but there's a new property that just hit the market. If you're like me, you're looking to find out what's going on so you can keep an eye on values, right? Hey, a property just sold in your area. This is what it sold for. Again, it was a 5-bedroom, 2-bath. You're doing similar. The scripts for the circle prospecting work for hybrid farming, but you're hitting that farm regularly on a monthly basis. And this includes going door knocking. Actually get to know them. Hey, I'm Realtor Cameron. I'm one of the local realtors in your neighborhood. Now, you don't have to actually live in the neighborhood to say your neighborhood, right? Or our neighborhood. Just make it your neighborhood, right? Start to own that neighborhood. And as people start to get to see you on a regular basis, you're going to start asking for emails so you can add them to the newsletter. They can get the information faster. You're going to send postcards to that area. Down the road, once you know quite a few of the neighbors, host some events in that neighborhood. You are going to become the dominant force. Now, what area should we be picking? That's always the question. How do we determine what neighborhood we're going to target? Well, the math looks like this. If you look at a neighborhood and around 100 homes, if they've got a turnover of every month, 4 homes get listed on that market, that's an area that you want to target because there's a higher turnover. You become the expert, you're capitalizing on that market share regularly. So out of every home, 4 to 5 homes sell every month or get listed every month. That's where you're going to target. Now, this goes completely against, I know some people really want to target the nice, fancy neighborhoods, the higher end neighborhoods. Those properties don't sell as much. And our goal here is to increase sales, right? It's not necessarily that we want to take that one luxury listing that may or may not sell at a quick pace, right? That's nice. It sounds fancy that you can say, I've got a $10 million mansion awesome. But I would rather have 15 $1 million homes sell than one $10 million home. So look for those areas. One way to think about this with hybrid farming is if you have your average sale price, which everyone should know what their average sale price is knock off about $100,000 to $200,000 off your average and target those neighborhoods. Why? The more affordable neighborhoods outside of your regular are the ones that are going to turn over more as well. Okay. Now, again, I already mentioned it, but go to their doors. The reason why you want to go to their doors is because it's free, right? It doesn't cost you anything besides a little bit of gas and your time to walk up to someone's house and knock on that door. So your marketing expense, especially if you're behind on your budget or your things are really tight, this is a great way to go out. You're actually going to get a significant hour per hour return on your time increase over other activities such as just mailing or just emailing them. Go get face-to-face with people. Now, the good thing is getting face-to-face is a lot easier than it used to be, right? Why? Thank you, pandemic. People are working from home, right? So you have a higher chance of actually knocking on that door and getting someone face-to-face with you that you can have a conversation with. Not only that, for a while there, people were starting to, I mean, it was interesting, you know, back in the 70s, 80s, people coming to your home was the regular, right? You know, you expected it. You're like, hey, someone's at my door. Great. Then through like the 2000s, it's like, oh man, what the heck? Someone's at my door? Why don't they just text me or email me, right? Now suddenly with the advent of, you know, Uber Eats and Skip the Dishes and Amazon deliveries, people are getting used to people coming to their door again. They're actually looking forward to it. Oh, my food's here. My package is here. So people are a little bit more open to you showing up at the door. So don't be afraid of that. And will people slam the door in your face? Sure. Move on. Okay. Now, one of the best things that you can do for yourself as well, and this goes with your hybrid farming, and this is a Gloverism that we've heard from Jeff's team at Glover U, and they have it up on their wall. So your goal with lead generating is to do what? Generate an appointment, right? That's what we get paid to do, is go on appointments, right? If you haven't gone on an appointment today, really, what have you accomplished? As literally they put it up in their office. So start asking yourself the same thing. If I've done my 2 hours of lead gen in the morning and I've called, and I did not set an appointment, the best thing you can do for yourself is go door knock for an hour, right? Go around 3:30 to 5 p.m. is the best time to go door knock. Go hit up your hybrid farm, look up the most recent listings or the sales, and actually go knock on that door for an hour, because that increased activity will help you do more sales in the future. The best days to do this have been found was Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's when typically is the easiest time to catch people home, again, between 3:30 and 5. So doing your lead gen in the morning, you don't set an appointment. Ask yourself, if I didn't set an appointment, what did I actually do today? Grab your shoes, head out the door, go door knock for an hour. In fact, when you listen to Jeff's story, it's actually quite hilarious. He said his coach would actually force him to. He'd be like, you know what? You didn't set an appointment. Your punishment is to go door knock for an hour. So don't look at it as a punishment, though. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you don't like door knocking, this will make you more skilled on the phone, because you'll want to avoid going and door knocking if that's not your thing. So utilize that as a motivation to get better skills on the phone. How do we get better skills again? We talked about it. Practicing our scripts, right? Script and role play, writing them out every single day, chanting them every single day, and script and role play every single day. All right, how are we doing for time here? Not too bad. Okay, next one, number 5 and number 6. Okay, I'm going to give them to you separately and then, or together, and then I'll separate them out. Number 5 is you're going to write out your new weekday morning routine. Write out your new weekday morning routine. And number 6 is to write out your new weekend morning routine. Write out your new weekend morning routine. That's 5 and 6. So why does it say your new weekend or weekday morning routine? Because most of us have probably been in the same routine every single day. We get up, you know, brush your teeth, eat, whatever, and then head into the office, get there by whatever time. By sitting there and being very intentional about your new morning routine, well, that's where you're going to start to see success, right? Successful agents cannot have a successful new goal without making changes into their schedule. All right. So if you want some significant changes in your business, you need to have significant changes to your morning routine. And the reason why number 6 is the new weekend morning routine is because you need to start treating your weekends. And I'm not saying both, Saturday, Sunday, pick one, Saturday or Sunday. Start treating your Saturdays like a Wednesday. Okay. And the reason for that is if you think about it, if you start treating it the same as a Wednesday and you do, okay, there's 52 weeks in a year, right? You have 52 potential Saturdays. And let's say you only even take 30 of them. By working a Saturday morning just like a Wednesday morning, you have now increased your production by a month over your competition, right? Here's what an ideal weekday morning routine looks like, okay? 6 a.m., gonna wake up, break a sweat, do mindset work, okay? 6 a.m., wake up, break a sweat, mindset work. Now, this isn't like, I didn't say 5 a.m. for those 5 a.m. clubbers. Wake up at whatever time you want. If you do 5 a.m., you're gaining an extra hour over everyone else. For those who are not 5 a.m. clubbers, 6 a.m. Number 7, get ready, do an accountability call, and role play, right? It's the best thing. We're going to talk about accountability towards the end here, but find someone who will help keep you accountable towards your goals. Have that morning call and then do some role play with them. 8 a.m., arrive at the office and start your prospecting. Typically, the best thing to do is start prospecting for expireds. And in this market right now, we're going to see more and more expireds start hitting the market. Okay, 10:30, continue prospecting old expireds. So the difference between a new expired and an old expired. New expired just came off the market within the last 24 to 48 hours. Old expireds, past 48 hours, right? Could be a month old. They could be 60 days old. They could even be a year old, right? They were on the market at one point. There's probably still some desire somewhere to move. Why not go after that business? 9 a.m., do a mindset break. Okay, take 10 minutes. Not taking an hour here. Then start prospecting for sale by owners. For sale by owners right now need our help more than ever to navigate this crazy market that we're in. As agents, we're already feeling it out there. We're like, what the F is going on here? Like, I'm trying to keep up with it daily. Can you imagine somebody who's not paying attention to the market and they decide to slap a sign in their yard and they think they can do what we're doing? It's insane. So go out there and start prospecting them. They have their hand up saying, I need help. Okay, 9:30, prospect your hybrid farm. Maybe do some cold calls in the area or maybe go door knock it if you need to. 10 a.m. is lead follow-up. Okay, so all that activity we did beforehand is to generate new business, right? Because we always have to be filling our pipeline. Then we got to follow up with our existing pipeline. Check with those buyers, check with those sellers. What's going on? When are they going to list? When are they going to buy? 10:30 a.m., social media content creation, right? It's when we're going to get out and you've got the formula now. We're going to shoot some videos and start creating stuff. You can easily, with that formula, if you're shooting, 30-second videos, minute-long videos, in a half an hour, you can probably shoot 10 or 15 videos, depending how efficient you are. And it might be only 1 or 2 at the beginning, but you'll get more efficient as you go along and you create a formula. Okay, 11 o'clock, social media engagement and proactive reach outs. So you get on there and start engaging with other people's, comment back on the people who commented on yours, and actually start DMing people, right? Add value though. Don't just be like, hey, you want to buy or sell? Hey, you want to buy or sell? Go out and add value to them. Find something in their social media that you can, comment on. Someone just they posted about their new baby. Congratulate them. They're getting married. That's exciting, right? So go and find reasons to engage with people on social media. And then at 11:30 is your acknowledgements. An acknowledgement is any of those calls, texts, emails that you missed during your lead gen time. Because it's very important during that lead gen time that you are dialed in. You're actively trying to find new business. Someone will text you saying, hey, can you look up this property for me? At 11:30, you're going to say, hey, I saw I missed your text. I'll get to that right away. Right? You're going through all those missed calls and texts, letting them know you'll start working on the requests that they've given you. The reason is if you do acknowledgements versus stopping what you're doing, every time you interrupt yourself, you're going to get out of the flow. Your job is to be focusing on, if 8:30 to 9, I'm doing expireds. I'm calling expireds until I move on to my next task. Then if it's for sale by owners, I'm only calling for sale by owners. You're dialed in and focused while you're in the zone. Okay. After 12 o'clock, that is your appointment time, right? You're going to be setting all of your appointments that you did in your lead gen for your appointments. You're going to start going on appointments. That's when you might go door knock your farm if you haven't gotten an appointment that day, right? You're going to do all of your actual work at that time. Your morning should be focused on growing the business. Now, your weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you choose. This is how it differs a little bit because it is a weekend. We're going to make it a little different. We're going to give you an extra hour of sleep. Okay, how's that sound? Is that fair? 7 a.m. wake up, break a sweat, mindset work. 8 a.m. if you've got family, time with the family. Maybe if you're by yourself, maybe you do some meditating, read a book, something like that. 8:30, you're going to get ready and head out. 9 a.m., you arrive at the office and you start prospecting expireds. 9:30, prospecting expireds. 10 o'clock, prospect your database. So go into your database and start finding the gold that's in there. And you're going to have, it's going to be your data or your data value proposition day. So you're actually going to be trying to provide value to them in some way. And we're going to talk about creating a little bit of a database plan in a little bit. 10:30, continuing prospecting your database with data value propositions. 11 o'clock, lead follow-ups. 11:30, get ready for your appointments. Get ready for your open houses. Get ready for whatever you're doing. Again, if you just add 30 Saturdays or 30 Sundays in a working year, that is one full month of extra time that you have spent over your competition. How much do you think that's actually going to impact your goals and your targets and your life at the end of the day? Okay. All right. Next, number 7. You're going to execute on your third quarter data plan proposition. So everyone can go to page 9 in their workbooks. So you see here, we've actually provided you guys an outline. Okay, Q3 data plan. You've got July, which is already passed because that's part of Q3, August, September. And if you want to get really ahead of schedule, plan out your quarter 4 database value proposition. Now in here, let's use July as an example. We have a phone call that you can do, some pieces of mail that you can send out, an email. In August, I think if we look at it, it says, event. Look at August. What kind of events can you run for your clients that month? So start thinking about how you add value. Now, some things could be, let's see, as an example, an event. Well, we've got an event coming up. So we're doing a client VIP event. We're renting out a brewery and we're bringing out our VIP clients. Another event could be, hey, I'm doing a summer barbecue and I'm going to invite all my clients and have them bring friends, right? We love when they bring friends, right? Why do we like it when they bring friends? Referrals, exactly. So start planning everything out. And when you start doing this as part of your business planning, this does not give you any guesswork. It'll take away all of that. Like, what am I going to do this month? How am I going to talk to my clients? You've planned it all out. Okay, September, I'm going to call them about this. I've got an event that I'm going to do. I can call them about the event and send them a mailer and send them an email. That's like 4 touch points right there. Plus, maybe I'll follow up with them after the event. That's 5 touch points in 1 month. The old adage is that you used to have to do 36 touches per year for your client database to continue to get repeat business and referrals. That's now been proven ineffective. You need to increase that. I don't know what the number is because I've heard 15 different versions of this. You need to start figuring it out for what works for you. I've heard 72 touches. I heard one team does 86 touches. I've heard another one does over 185 touches throughout the year. So think about how you're going to add value to your database every single month. Plan it out. Okay. There's so many things that we can do to get creative and add value each month. What can I email? What can I call them about? What can I do there? And the bonus with this, when you start thinking about this, how many people are you going to add to your database. Plan that out. How can you use these plans to add more people? Again, we said it already, through referrals. What is your goal to create value and get referrals from your database? Okay, won't spend too much more time. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, right? Just being very diligent and very like focused on what you're planning on doing. Okay, number 8, for anyone who knows me, knows that this is a big part of my business. We got some Stonehouse people in the room. They all know Connor Kelly. This is a big part of his business. But we're going to update our social media strategy. Update your social media strategy, specifically leveraging video. Update your social media strategy, specifically leveraging video. We already talked about it before at the very beginning. We gave you the formula. That's a great way that you guys can create more value in following these formulas, offering value every single time you post. But we need to start thinking about other aspects in marketing systems and follow-up. How are we leveraging our database of social media? Now, every single one of you, how many, like, let's show hands. How many of you guys have a Facebook account? How many have Instagram? YouTube channel? If you drop off, let's go TikTok. Even if you don't post anything, but you have the account and you're scrolling through it. There we go. More people put up their hands. Every single time you have a follower or a friend or a subscriber, those people are part of your database. And we got to start thinking about that. Okay. How can we add value to that specific database? Now, some could actually be in your actual CRM database and they follow you on Instagram and they follow you on TikTok. That's fine. We got to start thinking how we add value. So we need to level it up in the second half. We've given you the formula on page 1, but in your workbook, we've given you a lot more to it as well. Go to page, let's see, video ideas, number 16. Top 10 video content crushers. So here is a list of ways that you can start thinking about using the formula. How can you do stuff here? 1, answer a common question. I mean, one of the most common questions that you can answer, and you can repeat it so many times because people don't understand it, is understanding how much down payment is required to buy a home. I mean, unfortunately, how many times I've watched, like, let's say Daily Hive as an example. Have you seen those videos where we say, it'll take the average Canadian about 45 years to be able to save up a 20% down payment? But what they're not saying is that you can buy a home under $500,000 for 5%, right? So we need to say, okay, let's answer these common questions. Agent bio, local lifestyle, home tours. Anytime you take a listing, hey, great opportunity to make some content, show the home off. Testimonials, some head turners. What turns heads, right? City speed ramp tours, that's a funny one. Social events, how-tos, listing presentation points. And the list goes on. Like, you can create your own list. Start adding to the different video ideas. If you see something that someone else is doing, I am a big fan of R&D. And I call that rip off and duplicate. Take what they're doing, and that's the best part about social media. If you think about trends, right, especially like TikTok actually like rewards ripping off trends. So do it. Why not? Okay, if you flip through in your workbook here, we have also given you on page 19 and 20 the social media guide for purposeful posting and a social media content creation calendar. So again, we're being purposeful. We're thinking about our content in advance. The reason why we think about this stuff in advance is because we actually will spend time curating it, putting it together, posting it, and it becomes a routine, right? During our weekday schedule, we had, what time was it, 10:30 for content creation? We know exactly what kind of content we're going to create based on our schedule that we're creating. This takes the guesswork out of everything when you start becoming purposeful in your business. And again, we as agents, we do need to level up our skills in social media in the second half. This goes back to, like I said, I hope every single person in this room after today does not post the benchmark price on the Greater Vancouver home. Like, please do not do it. And one of the biggest things is be real with me right now, okay? Show of hands. Don't be afraid. We're not judging here. But how many of you guys are afraid to put yourself on camera? Well, we got someone put their hand up immediately. Listen, I will be the first person to tell you, when I started doing YouTube about 6 years ago, and then consequently social media in general, I was the first person to delete videos right away, right? And then I started a podcast. And for me, listening to my own, I don't know how you guys, personally, I don't know how you guys are up here for the last 40 minutes listening to my voice talk, because when I hear it back, I'm like, oh my God, I got to delete that. Nobody wants to listen to that. Guess what, guys? You got to get over yourself. Get over it. Just post it, because you are your own biggest critic. It's amazing. The feedback I get from clients, like, that was such a great video. And I'm like, really? I really did not like it. You are your own biggest critic. So you got to get over yourself and take a look at what you're doing and take a look at what you can do to start increasing. We've given you lots of examples here. So now it's a matter of implementation. Get over yourself, grab your phone. This is honestly right now one of the best tools to start creating content. Like, I know you see Jordan's running around here creating content for me right now. I'm at a little bit of a different level, okay? I did not start that way though. I started with my phone. I started with an old point and shoot that my mom had given me when I was a teenager that I still had. So don't be afraid to use what tools you have. And as you grow, if you want to add more to it, you absolutely can. But the best thing I can say is don't look at someone like myself or look at someone like Connor Kelly again as an example and what they're doing as what you have to do today, right? Don't compare your beginning to someone's middle. They've been doing it a lot longer. You'll catch up on your own time, okay? All right, let's flip to page 23 in your workbook. I hope you guys are enjoying the stuff we put in this workbook for you guys here. I hope it's valuable for you. Our goal here is that you walk away with something actionable right away. So this is the buying power checklist. And number 9 is it is time to update your buying power checklist. Time to update your buying power checklist. In today's market, it is getting tougher and tougher to get deals done, right? You've got buyers who are digging in and lowballing and wanting great deals, and then sellers who are saying, heck no, we won't go. You'll take us out in a pine box at that price, right? Utilizing your buying power checklist is going to help you prep your buyers for their offers and find ways that you can create value in your offers. So you'll see here we've given you a couple of different examples. So you've got the financing checklist. We'll run through a few of these, right? So can you offer over asking price, 10 to 15% depending on the market? Again, that's if the market warrants it. Are you paying cash, right? You can check that off if they're paying cash. That's always something. Are they buying with conventional financing, or can you get a credit towards seller financing? Can you pay for some of the seller's expenses maybe to get a better price? What kinds of things can you do in the financing side to make your offer stand out? Next page here, the closing table checklist. And again, we pulled this from Glover's stuff. So keep in mind, some of it does talk about US based. So just change it to match your market. So it says like FHA addendum, zero cost. We don't have that. Are you able to do something with city inspections, waiving your home inspections? It says not recommended, but maybe it'll make you stand out. Conduct a pre-offer inspection, provide full lender approval letters, everything like that. On the other one, peace of mind checklist. Maybe you can offer the seller a long closing, right? Especially in hot markets, that's very attractive. People don't want to move right away. They want time to look for a home. And then you'll see that on the back side here, there's a blank one. Now you can utilize this blank page to sit down with your clients and brainstorm with them some other checkpoints or other items that they think will add value together for that seller, right? Maybe you gathered some information about that seller. You can say, you know what? We can absolutely offer them X or Y based on the conversations we had with our agents, right? Coming up with this checklist will help you structure your offer to help your buyers understand the offer they're presenting and hopefully make a stronger offer for the sellers, okay? And again, have consumers write out everything so they can make their offers. Have the blanks, write out your own offers. So this is a great thing. This is something that we've learned about recently, and we've got 100 things that we're implementing on our team. But it's one of those things that's I'm like, okay, how can we start implementing this right away for our clients? Because I think this is brilliant, right? The communication too, and understanding that you'll get, can you imagine you pull this out and sit down with your seller, your buyer. Catch this. Hey, nope, down here. All right, imagine you're sitting down with your buyer, okay, and you pull this out, and you say before the offer, we're going to go through all these points, what we're going to offer. Can you imagine the value that that creates for your buyer, right? Like, what are they going to say to their friends when you've pulled this out and created this checklist system with them? And their friend says, oh, well, the agent just like quickly wrote up an offer and told me what to put, right? You know, it's a much different scenario. Okay, number 10. We're almost at the end here. We're doing pretty good. We're actually a little ahead of schedule, which is good, because when I hit the end, I do have some bonus content, which I'll talk about in a little bit as to why you'll want to stick around afterwards. You know what? For this one, let's see, is there a marker? I'm gonna borrow a marker for this one, just as an example. Hopefully this works. Let's use the back side of this one. What I want you guys to do is later today, I want you to grab a sheet of paper and I want you to draw a line down the middle. And I want you to like use the whole piece. I want you to really get detailed with this. Number 10 is you're going to tell yourself in detail. So again, full sheet of paper in detail, how you're going to reward yourself and your family at year's end if you hit your second half year goal. You've done your business plan. You've gotten very clear. You've created your data points. Tell me in detail how you're going to reward yourself and your family, if you have one, at the end of at year's end, if you hit your second half year goal. Now, the activity that you want to do here with this is called Life at the New Level. Life at the new level. So with this activity, what I want you to do is put down your average income you've been averaging as an agent every single month. So let's say you're making about $10,000 gross. Okay. And we're planning on increasing that because our goals, we're taking market share, we're doing more, we're increasing our income, right? So whatever your goal is on the other side, you're going to put that. Maybe you want to double it. $20,000. Okay, you pick whatever number works for you. I'm just using arbitrary numbers at this point. And I want you to get clear on your current life. What does your life look like right now? What does your house look like? What kind of car are you driving? What are some of your expenses? What is your debt like? What kind of vacations are you taking right now with you and your family? Get absolutely crystal clear on what your life looks like today. Once you've done that, and some of us might sit there and go, oh man, that's not what I was expecting when I was doing this business, right? That's okay. It's totally okay. Because our goal is that we're going to do more. We're going to increase our sales and we're going to live life at the new level. So then what I want you to do is get crystal clear and imagine what your life looks like with that extra 10K a year. Maybe it's an extra a month. Maybe it's an extra 20K a month. Maybe it's an extra 50,000 a month. Whatever your goal is, mark it out. Get super clear. If I'm making $20,000 a month, what am I doing with that? What kind of investments am I doing? What do my vacations look like with my family now? Right? What kind of house am I in? What area am I living in? Get super detailed. And how many of you guys have done a vision board before? Okay, a lot of you guys. When you've done your vision board, you clipped out newspaper stuff and magazines and slapped it on the board and you looked at it, right? How many of you guys timelined and cost it out? That's not a vision board if you haven't put a timeline and an actual budget against what those goals are. All right, so same thing. You've now worked on your life at a new level. Redo your vision board. If you've got that, that beautiful vacation that you've got on that vision board, go over to it and write when you're doing that beautiful vacation. How much is it going to cost you? Flights, hotels, what kind of excursions are you going to do? You need to be extremely clear in your mind why you are working so hard, why you're working 30 or 40 or 50 Saturdays in a row, why you're going and waking up at 6 a.m. and getting into the office and calling people at 8 a.m. You need to have the clear crystal vision so you know what the goal is. All right? Does anyone have any questions on this? Was this a little different than what you're used to in terms of like vision boarding and vision planning? Definitely different, right? When I first saw this up on stage, I was like, whoa, every single time they're like, okay, what's your why? What are your goals? Well, you just map down a couple of things. But when you start comparing it out and you put deadlines and timelines against it, it's a whole new ball game. Okay. You got to be very crystal clear. I can't make that more crystal clear. Go into detail, really feel the emotion, feel what it's like to live at that new level. So when you start attaining it, you're like, this is what I've worked so hard for. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a quick, before we go to number 11, I'm going to do a quick recap. Make sure we've covered them all here. Okay. So number 1, we talked about it. Know exactly what is going on in our markets, and more importantly, be able to articulate what is happening to our clients, right? So we understand that now. We need to really dive in. And one of the greatest ways we can do that and articulate it is through using the formula that you guys have on page number 2 on how to create some videos to articulate that. Okay? Utilize this formula. Build out your credibility with your clients. Make sure they understand what truly is happening in the market, and throw out the words like benchmark and median price because they don't know what that is, right? What does it actually mean to them? Okay, number 2 was knowing exactly where you are in relation to your goals, being crystal clear on what the numbers are, understanding how many contacts you need to do, how many appointments, what are your deal goals, where are they coming from? Number 3 was to write out what we're going to do to get back on track to either hit our goal or exceed it, right? So again, that's that double down strategy. Where are we going to double down? We have 3 ways we can double down. Can anyone remember what they were? Yep. Effort and time, yeah? So putting more time and effort in, right? Skills, learning new skills, presentation skills, scripting skills, skills that will help you convert, and just got it, resources, right? Resources come in the form of what? Technology and people, okay? Number 4, implement hybrid farming. Go out, select your farm, become the local area expert in it, and door knock, mail, email, keep in contact with them because you are part of that neighborhood. Yep.
Would you recommend like knocking every month, or maybe flyering on the second month and maybe knocking it every third or fourth?
All the above.
But do you actually think it's worth it to knock, or annoying to knock every single
The
month?
more you can get in front of people, the more you can create that relationship with them. The only reason that people say it's annoying is it's between their ears. You're saying it's annoying to them. They won't even remember because half the time might go to their junk mail, the email. Maybe they'll see the flyer and they'll immediately throw it out. But you continue to create that value. And again, don't just mail them benchmark price of a home is now, up 50%. Create value in the post that you're sending. Create value in the mail that you give them, that they actually are excited to see it. And it could be one of those scenarios where you go and door knock because you sent out your mailer and they say, oh yeah, we got your mailer. We actually have some questions about this property sale, right? If you didn't door knock that month, they might forget about that. So I don't think I think the more we get in contact with people, again, 72, 80, 90, the more we're in front of them, the more higher chance we have their market share between their ears, right? We want their mind share. Okay. Number 5 and number 6, write out your new weekday morning routine and write out your new weekend morning routine. If we want to change our level of success, we need new habits. That's all we're going to kind of cover on that part, right? Number 7, execute your 3rd quarter and start planning your 4th quarter because we're already in August. Data value propositions. What are you going to do to add value to your database? Update your social media strategy, specifically using video. Number 9, time to update your buying power checklist. And then number 10, tell us in details how you are going to reward yourself and your family at year's end if you hit your second half year business goal. Okay. And then number 11, this is where it all ties together. This is what's going to help you attain all of these points and more. Attain your life at a new level. This is something that we have been implementing heavy into our team, and you should look at where you can add this into yours. Commit to joining an accountability group. Commit to joining an accountability group and at least one program that will give you the skills to win in the second half. Commit to joining an accountability group and one program that will give me the skills to win in the second half. We have been signing up for program after program after program. We are leveling up our skills on our team, and it doesn't come without a cost. Anytime you're joining any sort of an accountability group or any sort of coaching programs, it's going to cost you. And not every agent has the ability to go and do some of the more expensive ones. We were talking about just the investment clubs and that. So we have developed some coaching programs and accountability programs that you can access today that will help you guys level up through the second half should you decide to join us on this journey. So you can go ahead and pull it up, or it's already up, but for the YouTube guys. So first and foremost, I'm going to actually shut this off so you can see it better. One of the programs that we've decided to develop is a group accountability. So basically anyone who signs up, we're all going to be working together to keep each other accountable. My whole team has already signed up for this. So guys, show of hands if you guys are ready for this one. 75. There we go. So you guys are going to be joining them. They're going to help keep you accountable as well as myself. But the first one is, oh, can you hit the button there? There we go. The first one is the 75-day real estate challenge. How many of you guys have heard of 75 hard? Right? A few of you guys. 75 hard is that fitness challenge where you're doing something every single day towards your fitness. And by the end of it, you're either like shredded, ripped, or you're going to the hospital. One of the two. Well, we have taken the same concept and we've put a challenge together for you guys to literally do that. Challenge yourselves in this business and take it to the next level. This is 75 days of action items that you're going to get dropped every single day. We're going to have an accountability Facebook group where you're going to be posting your results every single day to the group so everyone can hold you accountable, right? They can give you feedback. You can ask questions if you're struggling on stuff. We're going to have a weekly Zoom call with myself where you guys can ask questions, get clarity, again, communicate as a group and hold each other accountable. We're going to give you access to the second half of your business plan. And it's actually missing there. We're actually going to give you a script book as well. So scripts that are known to actually help you guys convert at a high level. And then again, the 75 days of actually posting in a group. You're going to get, like little, just like 75 hard, where they've got the things you can post on social media. You guys are going to get that too. You can encourage other people to join you. Now, the cost of joining this for 75 days, and it's actually going to turn more like 90 days, because I don't expect you guys to go on weekends. So you guys can have weekends off unless you follow what we just talked about and you add Saturdays or Sundays. You can absolutely do it then. You can end it earlier. But 75 days is going to take you about 90 days of activity. That's going to take you through the third quarter. And then this is going to set up your 2024 for massive success. Today, if you sign up today, you can go to the back, check with Carissa. We've knocked down the price for you guys. So it's $150. $150, you guys are going to learn the skills necessary to make tens of thousands, if not more, all dependent on the effort that you guys put in. Now, if you're someone who says the group coaching is great and I'm really excited about that, I'm excited about the challenge, but I need a little bit more. I need someone who's going to actually hold my hand a little bit, more intensely, guide me through this process. We do have a coaching group as well, or coaching program. So private accountability coaching with myself. Now, I am doing this one-on-one with my team right now. And we said this is a good idea that we can offer this out to agents so you guys can have access to what we're doing. And our agents are already seeing success with this. Since we started this program, Sid just took her first listing and sold it. And Diane just sold 2 pre-sales last week. So they're already getting action from this. You get one-on-one weekly coaching calls. So we can jump on Zoom. We can do it over the phone, where we're going to go through your 411. 411 is a formula that takes your annual goal. We break it into monthly goals, and we talk about the weekly activities that you're going to do. I will be holding you accountable to those weekly activities to see if you're hitting your goals. You're going to get access to the second half of your business plan, and we're actually going to review it with you. So unlike the other program, you're going to get access to it. I will sit down and review your business plan and give you feedback on your business plan. Access to the script book. You do have the full access. Oh, 75 Faye. Good job. 75 Faye real estate challenge, 75-day real estate challenge is included. So you do get access to that as well. So you get the group coaching included on that one-on-one. So it's a massive value add. we're going to do a social media audit and review. So we're going to actually pick apart all your social channels, and I'm going to give you some ideas on what you can change. Maybe the bio, maybe how you format some of your social posts. We're going to do a full audit and review. And again, we're going to do a group coaching chat via WhatsApp. Same thing. So you'll have the Facebook group for the 75 Hard group, but a more private, intimate group for the coaching clients as well. So this one we're also offering at a discount, $299, and this is a monthly. So the other one is a one-time payment. This is monthly. We do ask that there's a 3-month obligation for this because it takes 90 days to create a habit. And I want to make sure that we're committed for those 90 days for your success. After that, you can choose whether you want to continue it or if you feel like you've got enough skills built from there. So if you guys would like, in the back of your book, it does have the registration sheets. You can fill it out. However, those sheets are with the main price. In the back, you get the discount only today. If you walk through the doors and you walk back in and you're looking for the discounted price, I'll honor it. It's okay. So it's just for today only. After today, it goes back to the full price. If you're watching this online and you would like to register as well on YouTube, you can just send me an email. We can get you the registration papers. Again, only good for today. If you come back tomorrow and say, Cameron, I'm ready to do the coaching, it will be at the full price, okay? So you'll see Carissa at the back. She'll sign up for you guys. Those who do sign up today and want to stick around for another half an hour, I've got 7 extra tips on how you can maximize your year this year, as well as take what the coaching we're going to offer to the next level. So that's basically it. We're an hour on the dot right now. We got that extra half hour for the bonus. Does anyone have any questions for me on the programs or on the 11 ways to take market share? Yep.
With farming, what's too large a farm area? Too small? Is there a target range?
Well, I would say it's what you can handle, right? So I would say, maybe start with an area maybe of 200 homes or 300 homes, and you're going to chip away at it month by month, right? If you can't handle, you're not hitting all the homes in that month, then lower the amount, right? If you find that you're absolutely dominating, you can expand that or pick a second farm area that's totally different, right? So I would say you got to make that judgment based on your capacity to handle that farm. Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, well, thanks so much for coming out, guys. Again, if you want to register, go see Carissa. Those who do register, stick around. We'll give you guys those 7 extra bonus tips. Those on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us here today. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you do want to register for our programs. And then I will do a private thing with you guys if you join later with the extra 7 bonus tips. You can go ahead, end the thing. Thanks so much for joining us. And thank you guys. Appreciate it.